What's up, y'all? Today I want to talk about the 4 most common used chord progressions that I use on the daily here. For some of y'all, this may be super simple. For others, it may be a good idea to start your next song using one of these next chord progressions. So the very first one that I want to go over here is the 1-5-6-4. And that's Nashville number system terminology as far as the way I'm explaining that, but I'll also tell you what it is with the chord changes. So this first one is G, D, E minor, C, and I'll show you a way to spice this up. But this is the way it sounds, just normal. If you're kind of tired of doing the same thing over and over, the way I like to throw something different is add this little B minor in that same progression. So you have the G, D, E minor, C, but when you put this B minor in there every now and then, it kind of gives it a different mood. I'll show you what I mean. Here goes the B minor. So it's ultimately the same progression, but it gives a different voicing whenever you just add that little sweet spot of a B minor in there. I think that's a B minor 7. So. B minor. Awesome. I use that chord progression quite a bit. I'll show you guys another one. This one I'm going to do in the key of A in the Nashville number system. This one is called 1, 6 minor, 5, 4. So it's just a straight walk down. Like I said, this seems really simple, but this is important because I've written a lot of songs on this chord progression and they all sound different. You can use the same chord progression, obviously, for quite a bit of your material. It's just all about the melodies that you put on top of them. So I'll show you how to take a normal chord progression like that and add kind of like a sig lick that makes it more interesting, which maybe it can inspire you to do the same. So that's a fancy way of just doing A, F sharp minor, E, then D. That is a second chord progression that I use a ton. This is a more darker sounding chord progression. I got 2 more I want to go over with y'all. This is starting in E minor. So if you're in the key of G, obviously E minor is the 6 minor, but we're going to do 6 minor, 4, 1, 5. And this is what this sounds like. So a little bit more moody whenever you start the root note on the 6 minor. And those chords are just E minor, C, G, and then D. The last chord progression I want to show you guys is also in the key of G, but interestingly, I'll start the chord progression on the 5 chord, which is the D. So if this is your 1, the G, then the 5 would be this D chord right here. So what happens if you start your chord, even though it's in the key of G, you start it using the D chord? This is what this sounds like. sing you a part of a song that I wrote over this chord progression and show you how the melodies work starting on that 5 chord. And all this time spent without you, so damn overrated, I know. It's something I gotta do, but I don't want to know. See, that feels like this G chord is the key of the song, so it feels like closure when you hit that G chord. But I think it's interesting when you use the chord progression and you start on that D chord, it like creates tension on that whole chord progression. I feel like that way when you do hit that G chord at the end of it, it feels like completion. So that is 4 different chord progressions that I use pretty much weekly here in Nashville, writing songs, producing records. I hope if you aren't using one of these progressions yet that you'll consider doing it, because I think they're pretty hooky. So we'll see you guys next time. Thanks for following along. Again, if you're a musician, songwriter, or artist, this channel is for you. Go ahead and subscribe. I appreciate your support. We'll see you next time.